anyway, Michael Noak, aka Brother Polight, as you guys know, him as was just released from Miami, and he was charged with raping his girlfriend, his 14-year-old daughter. Okay.
Like I told you, both my sisters went through the same thing I went through. And both my older sisters.
Do you mind sharing? I don't know.
Okay, well, both my sisters been molested by Malachi York, by Pops, Barbara, you know, Esau, his mom, Esau, whatever. You know, he has sex with them, and it was at what ages? I mean, you know, if you want to get the accurate number, you can ask them.
Around what age? Yeah, you know, I mean,
13, 14, 7, 8. I mean, I will only speak for myself as far as the personal thing that I've been through.
Of course, So, as a rational being, I decided, since I have never been in that man's bed, to watch what he does day in and day out, and the nature of the charges and the allegations, I still hold him dear in my heart as my father. All the reasons that I have to believe that he didn't molest those men. Give yourself a father.
And I don't know if you want to talk, or we could set something up probably tomorrow whenever you stop traveling or whatever.
You know we don't play those games. Just like when niggas were coming at me with all the goofy shit before.
Okay.
You know, when people make serious charges, when people make serious allegations like that, you know YouTube ain't the place where you deal with it.
I got you.
I stay with our whole fucking legal team. You know what I'm saying?
Say less.
But what I'll tell you is this. You know, I ain't no fucking weirdo. You see all the beautiful, voluptuous people I be with.
The forensic lab, where it was analyzed on 5/4/2021. Results from Miami-Dade forensic labs were received, where it confirmed that the victim TS had a total of 6 semen stains, confirmatory stains on her shirt and scarf. A DNA warrant was obtained and served to defendant Brother Polight, who was Noah.
Brother Pervert, Brother Polight, Brother Po Excuse, Brother Pinocchio because he was lying when forensics had the DNA, Brother in law because he facing them charges. Now you notice in the clip, in the response video, he said everything else, but one thing he didn't say. He didn't say he didn't do it. Let's go. Now, the man said he was traveling, but he just got a charge. So I'm guessing he traveling outside of the country. Now, if that don't sound like somebody that's guilty, I don't know what is. Now, we see the correlation with Brother Polight's leader, Malachi York. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. And now we see what was really being taught. Y'all, welcome back to the channel. If y'all haven't, please subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Tasha K for reporting the predator, for reporting the news and taking down this predator in action. If I haven't said it before, links are down in the description. If y'all want to see the full video to these small clips, links are in the description. Like I said before in my last video, I don't want no problems. I don't want no strikes. Y'all go check it out if y'all want to see the full video. Like I said, I'm still in the little leagues. So I can't do too much. And I'm going to talk about this today. So yesterday, she talked about Brother Polight, and I came across the video that Tasha K put on her channel, and the name looked familiar. This guy named Brother Polight, I hadn't really been following him heavy like that, but you know, I came across him a couple of times in the past as him being a scammer, scamming people. And if you look down this YouTube search right here, you will see right here, and I'm about to share my screen right here. Brother Polight right here is a fraud. Right here, fraud training. Brother Polight is a fraud. Trading, scamming experience. Scamming. Just man scammed out 150K. Young Pharaoh interviews Ashley Wright about the Brother Polight fake lifestyle. Scams. Scam. All down to YouTube, just scam, and his name is associated with all this scam. But lo and behold, he is still in a work in progress. Now he is in of molestation, and I don't like this. I don't like when men think that it's okay to use their power and their leverage to do demonic things behind the scene and think that they will never get caught for this. It says right here, motivational speaker trends after news of his alleged arrest goes viral. Just nasty. Just nasty. Brother Polight has become famous, a famous internet personality on YouTube with his motivational speeches. He often speaks in detail about uplifting communities with consciousness. Polight is now accused of raping his girlfriend's 14-year-old daughter. 14-year-old daughter. I hate reading about stuff like this. It just makes me feel nasty and cringed inside when I hear stuff like this and when I read stuff like this, which has led to his alleged arrest in Miami. Brother Polight is known to be positive and uplifting with his fans. He left the gang life to focus on consciousness. Polight often talks about various topics related to the Black community. This is who this guy is, and even under here it says Brother Polight is done. False prophet. And it seems like people that do stuff like this, they're always masked as some type of prophet, some type of spiritual leader, some type of cultural leader. But they have all this dark demonic stuff in their history, in their past, that they ain't even brought to the surface, and that they're still doing and lingering on. And I guess they do this type of work as a mask because they feel guilty about their real lifestyle, and they need all of these people to see them as better than what they are on the inside. Now listen to this video where he made a response recently, talking really about a whole bunch of nothing. He really didn't address anything, and he really didn't even say he didn't do it. So people are looking for him to say he didn't do it, but he's not saying anything. He's just talking around the issue and saying that he needs to keep quiet for his lawyer.
The family need to be able to connect with, evaluate, introspect on later on. That's what we do. This Rolls Royce Diaries. So I'm talking in the order in which I choose. Guess what? Nobody reaches out to you and say, can I get an interview? But if someone hears something egregious about you, suddenly everyone knows how to contact you to get a story. And that if there's any legal issue that I'm dealing with, it doesn't behoove me to speak on it at this hour, because I have a defense team, plural, probably the best in the goddamn country, may I add, but I have a defense team that I would be circumventing or undermining their ability to render the services that they are obligated to fulfill on my behalf by speaking. So I know in the world of YouTube court, yo, if something happened, just talk about it. But in the legal world, it don't work like that. In the legal world, when you got a legal defense team and things have been said, you just allow the things that have been said to be said, and that just gets dealt with accordingly. You know,
if you my thing is, you saying you can't speak about it and you don't want to speak about it, but yet you're speaking about it. And the crazy thing is, he even made a post. He made a post on his page after his arrest, because I think he got bonded, as if nothing happened. Him driving in some fancy car like nothing happened. Now, okay, as y'all can see here, Brother Polight is out here on the stroll, just walking the streets freely. Now, this was posted on the same day that the news was put out. The charge had already happened before the news was even put out, but here he is on bond, walking the streets like nothing happened. Look at this. I screenshotted these on the same day that I heard the story. Look at it. Smile on his face like nothing happened. Looks like he's about to get in the car and flee the city. I mean, he just got the key to the streets. Right here it says, I have been blessed with so many gifts this year. No, that you ain't blessed. You a mess. God ain't blessed you to caress young girls. God did not bless you with that, but he did bless you with a gift of a charge, and it's to be continued. Now he said, I am blessed to have you in my corner. See, they love to use all these the blessed words and use all this cover up energy right here to make themselves look like saints. So many people would think that you are superficial and materialistic, but you are the complete opposite. Thanks for checking on me. You ought to be ashamed for even putting God in this mess. Let's read what the comments got to say. The comments. A 14-year-old, though, bruh, shaking my head. You was released last night from jail for molesting a 14-year-old girl. Ice bars was hot. I don't know what delusion this guy's in, but he must not know what's going on at the time. You're finished. I heard you on Sunita just now. Ha ha, but I remember he called you little Dr. York. He called you little Dr. York. Laughing my A off. You're finished. Like I said, the apple don't fall far from the tree. Big York, Lil York. You're going to have to address these allegations at some point. The people are not liking it, and I'm not either. Polight bonded out for molesting child last night. Information and link below. Thank you for spreading the news. This is what you do for bailing out after tapping a minor? That's what I'm saying. You just got bonded out. You just bailed out and you on Instagram stunting, flossing. I don't know what words y'all use nowadays. You out here showing off. I would be trying to hide my face right now. What you did to that 14-year-old will impact her for life. Let me go back to his face. This is the kind of people that we follow. And it seems like they the most righteous, favorable people. But they're the biggest scammers in the universe. When it's too good to be true, usually they're the biggest scammers in the universe. And the sad thing is we still take up for these people because that's how easily brainwashed we have become in this life. It don't take much. Right here, it says, let me see. King Los. I don't know who King Los is, but right here, because I went on Lipstick Alley first to try to get the article to see all the details of what is going on here. It says King Los is on Clubhouse defending Polight. And that's what I just said. When people become favorable and they are the biggest scammers in the universe, people will still take up for them because of their title, because that's how brainwashed we are. They're taking up for him in Clubhouse, defending him. He's basically saying people are trying to destroy Polight and he would never do something like this. How do you know that people will never do something like this? I get tired of hearing that just because people are famous or they have money or they have all these things and they just got popular, anybody can get in that position, but that doesn't mean that they're above doing anything. This is what King Lo said. Now, it's funny because a lot of people said that the fraud that he displayed from what he was teaching, it was to gain traction and scam people for financial gain. But that's how it is. Fake it till you make it, right? Wolves in sheep's clothing. Predators under a false image. And trust me, this is not the first time. This couldn't have been the first time this has happened. This is just the first time he probably got caught. I believe that many more will come out because usually when something comes out, when the first incident come out, you see all the other victims come out. So I don't believe that this is the only time that this has happened. See, people like him like to cover their tracks. They're good at what they do. And if they can get away with it for the first time, they'll keep doing it. But eventually they'll get caught. This is the same brother that took up for Malachi York. Do y'all remember Malachi York? He was under the same type of scrutiny of molestation. I think his was like molesting the boys and the girls. And he took up for him. And he said that their victims were liars. So this is the same person that is taking up for the community, being a leader for the community, but then saying that the community is liars. So he said that the victim was liars. He took up from Malachi York. And any man that would be so confident and involved in placing themselves into something so sensitive must feel guilty, because why even place yourself in that, not even knowing what really happened? You can't just say that the victims are not telling the truth, because they're still putting themselves on display. So you have to be a guilty player in the game. Listen to this right here. First of all, let me read this. Convicted cult leader Malachi York, right here. This is the guy. York, the former head of Eaton-based Nubian group, is now serving a 135-year sentence of federal child molestation charges. According to the federal courts, over the years, the organization of philosophy, as well as its name, was charged several times, alternately finding its basis in Islam. He was charged several times. In 2004, a jury convicted him on 10 federal charges, including racketeering counts and transporting children across the state lines for sexual purposes. And you know why he transported these children over state lines? Is because he wanted to get away with it and come back over here so he won't have nothing to do with any type of arrests or any type of system that's going to put him under the system, under the jail. So if any of these claims came out, it would be across state lines. Now, federal prosecutors claim that York molested and sexually abused countless children who were members of the Nubian group. 14 of those children testified in his 3-week federal trial. Judge Ashley Royal gave York the maximum sentence. That's a lot of people. That is a lot of children. That is a lot of children. And you notice something, even with this guy, the same type of description. Leader of a group, cult group. They're always some type of leader of some type of group, using their leadership not the way they're supposed to. And see, Nature Boy is another one. See, these like-minded men get inspired by each other, and that's why they start these organizations. Y'all look at the video I made about Nature Boy. He another one.
The narrative, okay? Because we say, damn, Nature Boy, you talking all this pedophilic shit and all of this weirdo shit. Why is the niggas that's around you never speaking up? And come to find out, we got 2 niggas today who I'ma let speak for themselves. The reason these niggas don't say nothing to Nature Boy about the shit that he talking about is because these niggas is on the same shit.
Now, as y'all can see, it says members of Nature Boy cult say they committed homosexual acts and molested their 2 sisters. Also, I heard claims that Nature Boy was into acts of pedophilia and molestation as well. I can't find that video, but you have to go to the other video that I made of Nature Boy. And as you can see right here, because I'm not going to play these full videos, these are not my videos, it says Nature Boy pedophile cult member admitting to molestation, then changes his story. So as you can see, with this whole cult from Nature Boy and him being the leader, there is a whole slew of pedophilia and molestation, homosexuality and abuse within this cult. And see, that is the correlation between all of this. Look, the physical abuse and the cult manipulation of Elijah Bishop, aka Nature Boy.
You want to go home? Bitch, where home at? Tell them where home at. Tell them where home at.
Baba G.
Oh, really? That's how you gonna say it? That's how you gonna say it? Bitch, where home at?
Baba G.
Now, what happened if they were to take you from me? What happened? What would happen to you? I'm the best thing that ever happened to this motherfucker. For real. You think, oh, give you a better life, bitch? You can't give us shit, bitch. I know she making me look bad. I know she making me look bad doing the shit she doing right now because she's a bitch. She's a whore. And I want the world to know she's a fucking bitch.
See, these are the people we follow, and these are the people that we want to be our leaders. And look at the abuse that is being done by these so-called leaders. It's all a correlation. Whether it's physical, mental, sexual, all of them have some type of correlation of abuse, and none of their practices is not meant to help nobody. Now watch this. It says, does Brother Polight still believe Dr. York is innocent of child molestation? Let's see what he has to say. Let's see what he has to say.
Ready to leave? No.
See, being used to bring the man down. And it's simple questions, not nothing intense. As far as the case is concerned, I believe, do not know, I believe Dr. York is innocent. I have tremendous reason to believe that he's innocent. However, I do not know. I never slept in his bed. You feel what I'm saying? There's two sides or three sides to the story. His side, and then there's the truth. So all I could do as an observer is weigh in on the information. And I can clearly see the conspiracy. I can prove the conspiracy to bring the man down. But even in light of a conspiracy being used to bring the man down, even amidst of the propaganda promulgated.
Okay, so even right here, you can see that he's defending him, and he said he has proof. He has proof. But see, that proof was not proof enough to not get him in jail, because he went to jail. Now, they said that they had proof that Brother Polight DNA was in the 14-year-old girl's panties. I don't even like saying this. I don't want to imagine it. I don't want to think it. Cringe to my bones, but they said they had the DNA. Proof. Watch this clip right here where he's talking to somebody that said he was a victim of Malachi York, and he's still acting like it's not a problem.
Or the people that had to testify, or that testified
Based on what he did something.
Well, I say had to testify because some people didn't testify. Some people felt that that they had to do this, like it's something that they had to do. For me, it felt like it was something that I had to do, because one, like I told you, both my sisters went through the same thing I went through. And both my older sisters.
Do you mind sharing? I don't know.
Okay, well, both of my sisters been molested by Malachi York, by Pops, Barbara, Esau, Mom, Esau, whatever. They've had some sex with them, and it was at what ages? I mean, if you want to get the accurate number, you can ask them.
Around what age? Yeah, I mean,
13, 14, 7, 8. I will only speak for myself as far as the things that I've been through, of course. And as far as I don't want to get graphic. One, okay, I'm a dude. I'm not gonna be walking around saying that I've been molested, this and that happened. As a man, you don't want to be going around saying that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in my situation, or the way I grew up, I was ready to move on. I left in 2001. I was ready to just live my life, move on, whatever.
All right, I'm not gonna play this whole video because, as you can see, last time in my last video, I talked about my copyright strike. So shout out to Visible Thought. Go like, comment, subscribe to the channel. This is where you can find the full video. Link will be in the description. Now, right here, you see the title, Brother Polight defends Dr. Malachi Z. York while interviewing his victim. Go watch that. So to me, I feel like, okay, he must be seeing himself in the same situation and was compelled to have to rescue him as if he was rescuing himself. And see, that's when they self-consciously start telling on themselves. Because why even take up for something you don't know about? And after watching this clip, you can see that. So Polight is supposed to be a leader, and he is questioning the events of the molestation as if they may be lying. Let's read the comments. It says, I have been a lover of Polight for a long time, but today I am completely distancing myself from him. He said he would still acknowledge Dr. York as his God, even if he molested children. Let me repeat that. He said he would still acknowledge Dr. York as his God, even if he had molested children. What a foolish thinking man. The truth was always there in plain sight. And a lot of y'all still follow this man. Prayers to the victims of Dr. York. Why would somebody condone this type of behavior and still call this man his God? Only somebody that is familiar with the situation or is engaging in doing the same things. Because if you're against it, you wouldn't be for it. It's crazy. And I do want to agree with the guy in the video. I do want to agree with him because he said if it wasn't true, you know, why would he broadcast being molested if it wasn't true? Why would he broadcast that? That will only just compromise his whole livelihood as a man. So, I mean, you got to think about that too. Polight is out of order. I can't believe he is sitting here verbally beating up on this guy. Hypocritical. Polight, nothing happened to you. You don't have a right to be mad right now. You are not the victim and you are not in jail. How dare you? I'm so done with Polight. But a lot of people weren't, because as you can see, a lot of people still follow him. Despite the scams and despite even the taking up for molestation, and now the new claims of him being the molester. They share a relation of sexual addiction and molestation, and you wonder why they get into these professions claiming to help people, but behind closed doors, they're hurting people. It's almost like a system built to have easy access and gain just to get their victims to trust them in order to easily attack them and have easy access to them without any warning for them to even know about what's going to happen. And you wonder why we think these organizations is a joke. Even sometimes why we think the spiritual leaders are a joke. There's nothing safe. There's no safe space anymore for anyone out here. You have to be woke and conscious within yourself, spiritually and mentally. Spiritually and mentally. I can name a lot of spiritual leaders that are in this same situation, that's been through the same boat. And that's why it's not a safe space for anybody anymore. This is once again the world we're living in, people. These are the people that we follow. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. This is crazy. Y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm out.